menopause, menopause actually, occur when women approaches a stage where women ovaries dwindles and two sex hormone, which is mainly estrogen and progesterone, fluctuate. So that the thing is more important is just people need to understand uh what we call that before we get to menopause, what are the stages uh that develops before we actually achieve menopause. One of the key things that happen before we achieve menopause is just we have what we call three major stages, which is one is premenopausal stages. I'll be talking about also the symptoms, the major symptoms, not all the symptoms that actually occurs during these each stages. We force women go into a stage of premenopause. This is a stage where we find out you have your menstrual cycle still regular, and over the years they become irregular. Then you have the stages where we call perimenopause. In this perimenopause, it lasted for like several years. Remember, the premenopause could be like a few years, and while the perimenopause, which is like you have like several years before you actually go into actual menopause. The last stage of this is menopause. Where I'm going to talk about menopausal syndrome because it's syndrome because all the complications that develop as you get into menopausal stage. These syndromes could come in different form. You could develop metabolic syndromes. You could develop a couple of migraines. You could develop hormonal imbalances, which you could lead to metabolic syndromes. You could also develop hormonal syndrome, also imbalances, which will lead to complications. These complications are what you can have, like you can develop like hot flushes, which can also could degenerate to what we call a form of syndromes. This syndrome can independently be syndromes, which as a result of the complication of menopause. And that's where I'm going to be talking about today. You remember I told you about three stages of menopause, and I told you about the premenopausal stage, and I talked about the perimenopausal stage, and I talked about the menopausal stage. So, there's some certain symptoms and signs that accrues to these stages. One of the stages in premenopausal stages where you found out women tend to have hot flushes. These hot flushes perhaps occurred as a result of a reduction in neurotransmitters and all these sex hormone, which I mentioned as well, which is the progesterone, and also which is a low estrogen as well. And when they develop this reduction in the two major sex hormones, which result in the production of menstrual cycle, what happened in just that you find out that quite a lot of things that could happen as well, because this hormone also involve in also mirrorizing and also regulations of hormone balances in women and men as well. As I talk about menopause today as well, I'll be also involving men as well, because men do also go to menopause as well, so it's not all the women. And we can call men's andropause because the level of androgen and also the testosterone in men, which are two major sex hormones in men, as well as estrogen level decreases as well in men as well. And why this decreases? There are a couple of hormonal imbalances, and these hormonal imbalances can also result to different kind of syndromes. And one of them is metabolic syndrome. These are